everyone, and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time to take on our level 50 fishing quest for Heavensward. Starting off today with our minion roulette, we have the Torgal pup. Hello there, Torgal. I need to play 16 at some point. I'll probably end up getting it used. Games are so expensive nowadays. I say paying for a monthly subscription to Final Fantasy XIV. Alright, let's begin. I believe Sisapu's gonna have our quest, and then you... This blue quest has been available for a long time. We're not going to be touching it until post-Shadowbringers, I believe, if it's what I remember it being. Mostly because it relates to something that was added in post-Shadowbringers, so I'm going to save it for that. I'm being weird about it, but that's just how I want to do it. It's called ocean fishing. If you're curious, it is a very good way to level up Fisher, but I don't have any trouble with leveling up Fisher, so we're fine. Sisabu has a rod in her hand and a cloud on her brow. Well, if it isn't my old friend Satora, and not a minute too soon. Not that I don't appreciate your company or anything, but I need you to go and deliver something for me right away. Wawalagos had a visitor, you see. Not only did the poor fellow have to put up with our dear guildmaster blathering on about who knows what for hours on end, but he left his rod behind as well. Would you mind taking it back to him? Oh dear, yeah, I'll get that back to him as soon as possible. If it was just the rod that was at stake, I'd get that lazy guildmaster of ours to take it back himself, but this fellow's a master fisherman who's traveled to every corner of the world. According to Wawalago, he knows all about these secret fishing spots that aren't on any of our charts. Hence why you're the woman for the job. Not only can you be trusted to get his precious pole back to him in one piece, but you can have a chat with this chap and learn something useful in the bargain. It wouldn't do for our guild's angling ace to fall behind on her studies. Maybe it may help he'll tell you about some far-flung fishing holes that even the famous Wawalago's never heard of, and you'll be able to test your mettle against a whole new kettle of fish. The fisherman you're looking for is an Elizan fellow called Anselm. He's staying at the Drowning Wench. If you hurry, you should be able to catch him before he heads off on his travels again. Alright, so we're gonna go make a delivery to Anselm. Got it. Alright, Anselm, where are you at? Please tell me you have not left yet. Oh, you are dangerously close to leaving. You're heading towards the, airship landing. Well, it's time I was on my way. Another pint of Batteron's peculiar, and I'm like to fall asleep in the snow. Oh, hello there. Is there aught I can assist you with? Yeah, you left your fishing rod back at the Fisher's Guild. A dark stain situated at the lower end of the weathered rod suggests that it has been someone's tackle of choice for quite a long while. Goodness, is that my rod? I left it in the Fisherman's Guild, you say? Dear me, I was having so much fun catching up with my old friend Wawalago that I forgot all about my most faithful companion. I thank you for coming out of your way to return it to me. Are you a member of the guild then? I don't recall seeing your face down in Fisherman's Bottom. I am, but I've been a little busy of late. Just went by and heard that you had left it behind. You are? Good show, lass. It's always a pleasure to speak with a fellow fish fancier. So tell me, what's been your biggest catch so far? Well, I caught the Nepto Dragon. You caught the Nepto Dragon! 12 take me! I'd heard talk of an adventure having lifted that beast out of the briny, but I never thought I'd meet the legend in person. It's a pleasure to have met you, Satora. I wish I could stick around and chat, but it's past time I was heading home to Ishgard. If you're ever in the area, you must come and visit me and tell me all about your adventures in angling. Like as not, you'll find me in the Forgotten Night. You could say he's the Drowning Wench's long-lost lover. Drop in whenever you like, and I'll give you a guided tour of some of my homeland's best spots to drop a lure. Till then, Satora. Hey, we got a new friend. Awesome, then I guess next stop is off to the Forgotten Night to meet up with Anselm. Alright then. Forgotten Night? Yeah, let's take the Aetheryte. It'll make it nice and quick. Alright, there you are, Anselm. How's it going? Satora, you came! A warm welcome to Ishgard. Well, as warm as it gets up here anyway. So are you ready to learn all about my favorite fishing holes? It'll soon be the end of the stormy season in Coerthas, so we'll be able to fish to our heart's content without being frozen solid. Come back in a little while and I'll show you some of the perfect places to catch the finest fish in the north. Sounds good! I cannot wait. That'll be at level 53, and of course we're well past that, but we'll hold on to that for a while. Alright then, let's go ahead and take care of our fishing log for today. We're going to be catching fish from the level 51 and 52 holes around the areas we've been to so far. So, let's see. Before we begin, we learned about something in the mining episode called collectibles. Collectibles are kind of a high-end thing you can do for gatherers and crafters, where you can collect special items that will be sold for a high profit to Rowena's retainers. Specifically, you are paid in scrip. If you are below level cap, you are paid in currently purple scrip, though that'll change out over time. And if you are at level cap, currently it is orange script, though again, that'll change out over time. So yeah, this script can then be traded into Rowena's vendors for various goodies like materia, special orchestrion rolls, bait and crafting materials, I said materia, right? Special gear, special furnishing items for houses, lots of good stuff you can get from script. I have many opinions about Rowena's script system, but you can listen to my rant in the mining episode if you care for that. For fishing, collectibles are a little bit weirder than the other gatherers. First off, some fish are collectibles and you'll just catch them like normal at any old fishing hole. And if you check out your fish guide, you'll be able to see which ones are considered collectibles. In order to catch a fish as a collectible, you want to use the collect action, which you get from unlocking collectibles, which we went over back in the miner episode. If you do not have collector's glove on, which you get from the collect action, then whenever you catch a collectible fish, it'll be caught as just a regular fish and you can't treat it as a collectible, which is unfortunate. The bigger the fish is, the higher the collectability, so anything that will help improve the size of the fish will give you bigger fish, bigger collectibles, bigger rewards. Is basically the simplest way I can put it. We're gonna keep collector's glove on as we're running around doing our fishing, and our first stop is going to take us out to the Sea of Clouds for our first fishing hole of the day. Though I almost forgot before we set out to actually go fishing, we do need bait specifically for Heavensward fishing holes. We're going to be looking for any bait that is level 50 or higher. We have some northern krill in our saddlebags, so we're good on that. We're looking for anything item level 50 or higher is going to be the ideal for Heavensward fishing holes. Stonefly nymphs would be a good one to get, for sure. Might as well pick up some purse web spiders, even though that's a little bit higher level than we're going for at the moment. There might be some fish who prefer that. I believe I have some, yep, I've got balloon bugs already on hand. Red balloon, I believe. No, I do not. Let's pick up some red balloons. Can't actually do anything with the magma worms yet, so hold off on that. What else do I want to grab? Alright, that should be good. Red balloons, balloon bugs, purse web spiders, stonefly nymphs, caterfly larvae. That should all be good. And I've got all my other, like, a Realm Reborn bait on hand because I'm actually going to be selling that off because I don't really need it so much at this point. Alright, let's go fishing. Alright, our first fishing hole of Heavensward is going to be here in the Sea of Clouds at Vorsian Saran. Way out at coordinates 2935 here in the Sea of Clouds. Our bait is going to be, I believe the Stonefly Nymph will be a pretty good one for here. So let's get fishing. What shall we be catching? Alright, our first pull is going to give us a Hedgemole Cricket. Alright, let me mark that off my list, and then we're going to keep fishing to see what else we can snag. Next up, by mooching a Hedgemole Cricket, we can catch ourselves a Bullfrog. Hello there. Alright, ooh, we've got a lot of fish here. For our first pass through Heavensward, I'm going to not worry about anything that has time restrictions, weather restrictions, or special conditions. We will deal with those on our second pass through Heavensward, specifically when we are in the post-game. For now, we're just going to focus on anything that has no restrictions. But yeah, just to double check, Hedgemole Cricket is indeed preferring the Stonefly Nymph, and of course the Bullfrog prefers, the Metal Spinner, which we actually can't get yet, but as we just saw, we can get it from the Hedgemole Cricket, from mooching the Hedgemole Cricket. I'm generally not going to be going over preferred bait too much. I will show you what bait I am using, because if I can catch it with the bait I'm using, then it's catchable with the bait I'm using. But I can also always, once we're done fishing, show each fish's preferred baits. Alright, back to fishing. Next on the list, we've got My Boy, which, God, that really sounds like a YouTube poop reference. Okay, My Boy prefers the Stonefly Nymph, meaning thin one in the Vanu tongue. My Boy are a symbol of weakness amongst the tribes of Abalathia, and to be called a My Boy by your kin is often considered the greatest of insults. This does not confirm or deny whether or not it's a reference to YouTube poops. Alright. I think I'll go look over the rest of the fishing information once we're done with this hole. We've got 2 more fish to go. Ooh, we caught ourselves a cloudfish. Very nice. I think 1 more fish to go before we're done for today. Or done with this hole for now. Alright, I double checked. This last fish is actually a level 70 something fish, and prefers a bait that we cannot get to quite yet, so we're gonna go ahead and leave that alone for now. And check out our fishing log, or sorry, our fishing guide to check Cloudfish prefers Stonefly Nymph, as we expected. Alright, next up, I believe we're going to be heading to Coerthas Western Highlands, so I will see you there. Alright, this next fishing hole is in a very, very strange spot. We are right here near the pike, down a level from the pike, here in Coerthas Western Highlands. We are at coordinates 32.5, 27.2, and this fishing hole is just kind of buried right here. So let's go ahead and see what we're gonna catch here. Alright, first fish at this fishing hole gives us that this is the Rivers Meets fishing hole, and we caught an Abalathian smelt, which we can actually catch back in Central Highlands. 3 more fish in this area, only 1 of which we're really able to catch right now, so I'll be back when I've caught it. Alright, the other fish we can catch here is the Curthin Crab, which prefers the Stonefly Nymph, but you can also catch it by mooching an Abalathian smelt. Alright, Curthin Crab out of the way. I believe that's it for this hole for now, so on to the next one. Alright, our next fishing hole brings us down to Greytail Falls, right around where we entered the solo duty to take us into Akafa Amphitheater. For this one, we're going to be using Balloon Bugs, since this is a cloud fishing hole. And let's see what we catch here at Greytail Falls. Alright, first fish is... ooh, a collectible! We got a Glacier Core. Very nice. Alright, collectability of 302 sounds good, but I actually don't know what the standard measures are for this particular fish. Each fish is going to have its own measures of what is good collectability. But catching a collectible right off the bat is definitely a promising sign. And if you want to go for really good collectibles, patience is a good action to use. Oh, I should have actually read off what the preferred bait is for the glacier core. Probably balloon bug. We caught ourselves a skyworm. The skyworm prefers balloon bugs for sure. And the glacier core also prefers balloon bugs. Alright, it may be worth turning off Collector's Glove. Because it looks like there's at least one fish here that will actually, you can catch it by mooching a glacier core. So let me look into if that's true by testing it myself. There we go, caught ourselves a cloud coral, which prefers the balloon bug, it looks like. Also, I was able to confirm by checking my notes that yes, there are a few fish that can be caught by glooching the glacier core, but they are weather restricted. They're only available during snow or blizzards, and this is also true of the glacier core. It's only available during snow or blizzards, but since we're not worried about weather restricted fish currently, we're going to leave that be. I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather collect those glacier cores as collectibles so I can then trade them in for a bunch of script. That'll be very nice to have all that script. Alright, next fishing hole. Our next fishing hole is going to be the Unfrozen Pond here at coordinates 2817. Where, how much of you has actually thawed? All of you, it looks like? Awesome. We're going to be starting with the Stonefly Nymph. And we'll see what we catch here. Alright, we got a big pull here. And it's going to give us a sorcerer fish, which is going to be a collectible. Nice. Sorcerer fish prefers, of course, the Stonefly Nymph. Next up, do we have Catafly Larva? We do. Next on my list wants Catafly Larva. Alright, next up we caught the Ice Pick, which is another collectible fish. Very nice. And that leaves us just one more that is currently available for us to get at this fishing hole without worrying about weather restrictions. Ice Pick, of course, prefers the Catafly Larva that we're using, and the last one will also prefer Catafly Larva. There we go, caught the last fish available to us without restrictions at this hole, which is the Ice Fairy. Again, prefers the Catafly Larva. Now then, making my way off to our, I believe, last hole for Coerthas Western Highlands, and then we'll move on to Dravania to finish up for the day. Alright, our last fishing hole for today is here at coordinates 1415, just northeast of Ashpool and northwest of the Convictory. Kind of nestled in a little against the base of this cliff here where we can find all of the, what are they called? The woolly yaks. Yes, that makes sense. Let's see, what fishing bait do we want for this? I'm seeing Stonefly Nymph would be a good starting one. So let's start with that and see what we catch. And you may be able to guess by the first landmark I mentioned, this is going to be the Ashpool fishing hole. Alright, first one we catch is an Abelathian Smelt. Well, maybe we'll be able to catch something by mooching it. Now that we have it added to our list, though, let's see. We can do 1, 2, 3, 4 of the fish here. I wonder what the special conditions are. Oh! You know what? I think I know what the special conditions are. I think we need to have snagging turned on for that fish. I think I know exactly which one it is, too. Oh, never mind. Fang Clam. Awesome. Fang Clam likes to be caught from mooching. It looks like it prefers ice fairies as the bait they use for mooching it. But we caught it, so it's all good. Okay, then what's this one? Okay, it does require snagging. It's just not the fish I thought it was. I thought the fanged clam was going to be the one that requires snagging. Okay, so yeah, this one wants stonefly nymph and snagging turned on. So let's try and catch it. There we go, caught it! The lake urchin, caught it first try. Okay, next up on the list, what do we want? We can catch this one, and this one. Ooh, lots of options. The next one I see on the list that just going down would be... Oh, actually, let's see. There's one more that can be caught with stonefly nymph, and then two that actually like to be caught from mooching. So let's keep going with stonefly nymph, since it looks like that's going to be just a good idea in general, and we'll see what we can get. Ooh, caught ourselves a northern oyster. Gone fishing 7. All right. I believe northern oyster was one of the new fish we wanted to catch. It prefers stonefly nymph. Let me track it down on my list so I can check it off, and that's the last one that doesn't need mooching to catch. All right, I'll find it somewhere on my list. Looks like it's technically a level 66 fish. So let's see. Yeah, the rest of the fish we can catch here are going to be from mooching, so I'll be back when I've finally caught them. All right, caught a very big fish, caught a battle galley, which you can catch by mooching. Looks like it, hold on, let me actually pull up my data. Battle galley. We caught it from mooching and ice fairy. But what is its preferred fish? Okay, ice fairy. Ice fairy is its preferred fish. So mooching would be the best way of getting that. And that is our first fish on page 5, it looks like. Nice. Alright, one more fish at this hole, and it's going to also require mooching. Though this one is probably best to go for Abelathian smelt. Just because it can't be caught with the ice fairy. Yeah, it can. If you're catching it through mooching, it can only be caught with the Abelathian smelt. It does look like it prefers a bait that we don't have, though. Let me double check that. Yeah, it prefers a bait that we don't have, but since we don't have it, Abelathian smelt's gonna be our best bet. There we go, caught the giant grouper. That is everything except for the legendary fish at, well, except for the big fish at this hole. Awesome. But yeah, giant grouper prefers a bait we don't have, but we can catch it by mooching an Abelathian smelt. And in order to make sure I was catching Abelathian smelt primarily, and also ice fairies that I could mooch, I was using the caddisfly larva specifically. Alright, next destination is going to take us up to Dravanian Forelands for our next 2 fishing holes. Alright, for our next fishing hole here in Dravanian Forelands, we're going to start from the bridge north of Tailfeather and follow the river north. All the way north? Probably actually would be better to be up on the shoreline so we can get to higher elevation. But other than that, we're following the river north to reach the 100 Throws. Lots of bears in the area doing their own hunting for fish. So why don't we join in? Looks like stonefly nymph might be a good starting bait for here. Let's see what we catch. Alright, first fish of the 100 throws is a blue claw shrimp. Neat. Alright, let me mark that off, and then we'll check how many fish we can actually catch here. Alright, a blue claw marked off, no restrictions. Weather, none. So we can catch 3 more here. Alright, let me take a look. Let's see, what do we have in terms of what they need? Bait we don't have, and mooching the blue claw shrimp. So I guess I'm mooching blue claw shrimp for a bit then. Wish me luck. We can catch 1 here. Alright, there we go. For mooching the blue claw shrimp, we can catch ourselves a shadow whisker. Nice. Okay, the other 2 require bait we don't have access to yet and won't for a while, so we'll come back to that eventually. For now, our next fishing hole is, oh my goodness, it's so far away. I don't know how we're ever going to make it that. It's the Highlands River. It's literally just down here, so let's go fishing and see what we can catch. Alright, 3-lip carp is our first fish here at the Highlands River. This one prefers stonefly nymphs, and I see at least 1 more that prefers stonefly nymphs. Let's see. Special conditions, yes, which is probably snagging. Weather restrictions, so no. Weather restrictions, so no. Ooh, lots of restrictions, and yeah. So, looks like we can catch 1 more fish, presumably with snagging. Let me see. If it's that one, yes, it prefers a stonefly nymph as well, so snagging stonefly nymph, we should be able to catch it pretty quickly. And I do believe this is it. No, blue claw. Okay, never mind. I'll be back when I catch what I'm looking for. There we go, caught the rock mussel on the very next cast. Awesome. 1 last fishing hole today to go today. So I will meet you down over here, I believe. Alright, down here where the Highlands River passes through the smoldering waste, we should be able to go fishing. Let's see what we can catch here. Starting off with the stonefly nymph as usual, since it seems to be a pretty reliable bait. Alright, first fish is gonna give us blue claw shrimp. Alright, what can we actually catch here? No, and yes. We can catch 1 last fish here. Let me see. Purse web spider. It's going to prefer the purse web spider. Nice, finally we get to use this bait. I'll be back when I've caught it. Did I catch it immediately? I very well could. Never mind, it got away. Here we go, caught the fish I was looking for. We got the marble Oscar. And that is all the fish we can reasonably get right now without worrying about weather or time restrictions. Again, I'll worry about weather and time restrictions once we hit the post game and are doing another lap through. But for now, we're catching a good chunk of the fish. Not all, obviously, but a good chunk of them. Alright, I heard a materia. 2 materia finished up. So let's grab those. And then we can finish off today by running off to Mordona and trading in all those collectible fish we got. We got a lot of them. Ooh, we're gonna be swimming in script, I think. We'll see if we have enough to give me that orchestrion roll I had my eyes on. Alright, Collectible Appraiser. Give me script for my fish. Here we go. We've got Sorcerer Fish. We've got Ice Pick. We caught 2 of them. And we caught Glacier Cores. Almost all of them, well, 2/3 of them were the highest size. No, I'm misreading that. It's 332 plus, so 2 are the highest size, 3 are the middle size, and 1 is the lowest size. Nice, 274 purple script, not bad at all. I could have sworn we caught 1 more fish that would have been in this level range. I guess not. We did. What are you for? Oh, wait, I think I know exactly what this is for. All right, there's nothing we can do with these northern oysters right now, and not for a long time, so goodbye. Okay, let's reward ourselves with... No, not that. Reward ourselves with... an orchestrion roll. And then we'll hold on to the rest for later. Awesome. That is a good start to our fishing for Heavensward. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV. Let me just mark off that I got that orchestrion roll. Next time on Final Fantasy XIV, what are we doing now that our fishing for today is done? Looks like we're moving on to carpentry. Time to get started on crafting. I will see everyone next time for that.